Automotive Group, Tri-City National Bank, your local carrier dealers, Lakeland University, Z-Bart, Cannon and Dunphy, Loyal Family Renovations, Tsunami Express Car Wash, Steamfitters Local 601, Big Fish Contracting, SVA, a professional services company, WeatherTight, Window Nation, and Network Health on the home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
Elevate your escape at Audi North Shore and Audi Milwaukee, where you can save up to $30,000 on a new Audi or get low 0.99% financing for 72 months. At Audi North Shore in Brown Deer and Audi Milwaukee, members of the International Autos Group, where our ordinary needs to be extraordinary. On select in-stock new units. Savings include customer credit and dealer credit. Financing with approved credit. $1,431 per month for $1,000 financed. No down payment required.
Natural gas is a clean, reliable, and convenient source of energy delivered directly to you through underground pipelines. The pipeline system has an excellent safety record, but there are clues that can help you identify a potential hazard. If you smell the strong odor of rotten eggs, hear an unusual hissing sound, or see blowing dirt or debris, it could be a natural gas leak. Leave the area immediately and call We Energies at 800-261-5325.
We Energies. People you can trust. Energy you can depend on.
Pat Dunphy, Cannon and Dunphy.
The hometown team is winning. Why? Not because of uniforms, sponsor slogans, or celebrity endorsements. It's winning because of the team's talent, hard work, and dedication to doing things the right way. Cannon and Dunphy is a winning team. Why? Because of its talent, hard work, and dedication to doing right by its clients. Cannon and Dunphy. Let our team win for you.
This one is way out there and gone.
There's no greater feeling than when your favorite baseball team hits a clutch home run. But wouldn't it be great if you could do that with your business? SVA Professional Services can help you do just that. We pride ourselves in providing measurable results for clients that span a multitude of industries in the service areas of accounting, tax, business consulting, and more. Get your own measurable results by visiting sva.com/home run. We'll see you at the park.
Get out of here and go! Covering the Crew all season long on WTMJ, it's Brewers Extra Innings. Now live from American Family Field, here's your host, Dominic Cotroneo.
All right, another day in the right direction. A lot of good happening today. Franchise record, 35 games above 500. 19 straight games that Priester has appeared in. It's a victory for the Brewers. Magic number down to 4. Yelly RBI number 100. A lot of good numbers to talk about in today's victory. 5-2 over the Angels. It's a sweep. It's a 5-1 homestand, and the Brewers improve their overall record to 94-59. Not only team record, well in sight for wins, which is 96, done in 2018 and in 2011. 100 is still certainly in play. It's amazing. Only 9 games to go. Already the countdown is firmly on. Cubs lost, Brewers win. Magic number falls to 4. So everybody's fired up. Everybody's excited. Let's get you caught up, though, because this was a come-from-behind win today for the Brewers with our highlight recap.
Ready for this? Out of here! This?
Run it back! Ho, ho, ho!
And this?
It is gone!
Time for tonight's highlights.
Quinn Priester getting the ball. We already, kind of spoiled the ending. The Brewers do win this game, obviously. But, man, the way that he started this one was fantastic. 6 up, 6 down, all on strikeouts. That set a new Brewers franchise record for most strikeouts to open a game. Then Christian Moore popped out, finally got a ball in play, but Priester got right back into his K mode.
The 0-2 pitch. Got him looking. Slider knee high. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, Denzer Guzman. As electric of a first 3 innings as we've seen all year from a Brewer. 9 up, 9 down, 8 punch outs for Quinn Priester.
In fact, he would go 4 perfect innings in this one with 9 strikeouts to start the contest. The only problem was the Brewers couldn't solve Yusei Kikuchi yet over on the other side. He had kept things scoreless despite having a base runner in each of the first 3 innings. Finally, though, in the 4th, a bloop double by Andrew Vaughn, a ground ball got him over to third, and Caleb Durbin cashed in.
Pitch is grounded towards the hole, left side. Tough play in the hole by Guzman. Long off balance throw, not in time by Denzer Guzman. Caleb Durbin does it. And scoring is Vaughn to make it 1-0 Brewers in the 4th.
Durbin would have a really good night at the offense. More on that later. However, in the 5th, finally, Priester was human. A leadoff walk to Joe Adell. Then a hanging slider is a 2-run homer for Luis Rengifo. Priester would knuckle down from there, not allow another run. In the 10th, third time through the order, opened with a strikeout of Chris Taylor, then a soft single up the middle after a missed strike 3 call, allowed Trout to reach with 1 out, then a bloop single by Taylor Ward, first and second, 1 out. Joe Adell, he would end up flying out to right. Runners would not be able to advance. Now the switch hitter Rengifo is due up next. There's not really a pocket of lefties because there are no lefties on the Angels, but feeling that this was the moment to make the move, Pat Murphy went out to get Aaron Ashby and flip Rengifo to his non-natural right side.
Kicks and delivers the 0-2, and he got him looking. Curveball, caught the lower outside corner, and Ashby makes very quick work of Luis Rengifo.
Comes in, does his job. In the bottom of the 6th inning, the Brewers still trailing 2-1 at this point. A leadoff, with 1 out. Yelich singled the other way. A walk got him to second base. Collins popped out in a big moment. That would be the last batter Kikuchi would face. They go to the righty. Jose Fermin to take over. Right on right. Big slider for Caleb Durbin.
Brings home the 1-0 pitch. And a liner into left center field. Down for a base hit. Yelich around third. He's going to score, and we are tied at 2. Caleb Clutch does it again.
So 2-2, and the Brewers would fail to add on, stranding the bases loaded. In the 7th, Ashby returned. A double down the right field line by Christian Moore that was barely fair by an inch. Then an infield hit by Sebastian Rivero had things a little stressful. A double steal put runners on second and third with 2 outs for, oh no, it's that man again, Chris Taylor.
And the pitch. Fly ball is hit into center field. Going back on it, Perkins still back on the run. Sprinting, lunging, diving. And he caught it with a backhand. Blake Perkins. He saved 2 runs with an incredible catch. In the gap in left center field. How many outfielders get to that ball, let alone catch it?
Great play from Blake Perkins to rob Chris Taylor. It felt too familiar, man. Anyway, the Brewers immediately respond with a ground rule double to lead off the bottom of the 7th by Churio. Terang wasted no time.
3-1. Here it comes. Line drive into right center field for a base hit by Terang. Rounding third comes Churio. Here's the throw by Taylor. It comes and is cut off. And taking second base is Terang. The Brewers have the lead.
That throw was big because the extra 90 feet that Bryce Terang set up a big inning. William Contreras would draw a walk. Runners on first and second. Still nobody out. Yelly sitting on 99 ribbies.
3-1 coming. Fly to deep left field. Backing up Taylor Ward on the track. Reaching out. Can't get it. He lunged with a backhand. He missed it. It bounces to the fence. A run scores and Contreras to third. Opposite field RBI double Christian Yelich.
Number 100 for Christian Yelich, his first time reaching triple digits since 2018. Andrew Vaughn would add a sacrifice fly to keep the Brewers up 5-2. Abner Uribe would have a scoreless 8th with back-to-back strikeouts to end the inning. And then all that was left was Jared Koenig in the 9th.
The 0-1. Fly ball, center field. Blake Perkins calling for it. Camping underneath of it, squeezing it, and the Brewers have swept the Angels and won their 94th game of the year with a 5-2 comeback victory here tonight at American Family Field.
9 games to go, magic numbers 4, and the Brewers 35 games above 500. We'll break it all down with Craig Kashan coming up next. Brewers win, Brewers win, Brewers win. 5-2, it's a sweep, and now it's on to St. Louis on 620 WTMJ.
At Tony Wendorf and Associates First Weber Group, we believe in the human side of real estate. For us, it's faith, family, and friends in that order. We live that every single day. I'm Tony Wendorf. We move fast, negotiate with confidence, and communicate clearly so our clients win. We operate from a place of gratitude, having donated nearly $200,000 back to our community since 2020. You deserve a team that delivers a luxury experience no matter the price point. Contact us today to get started. Tony Wendorf and Associates, trusted knowledge, superior service. Contact us at wendorfteam.firstweber.com.
Get the best quality Dutch Boy paints for your painting project at Menards. Max Bond Plus exterior paint and primer is designed to stand strong against weather extremes. It provides max adhesion, hide, and performance while repelling rain in just 90 minutes after application. And with Dutch Boy's high-performing paints that last, transforming your home has never been easier. Save big money on Dutch Boy paints and head into Menards to get your paint project started today.
Save big money at Menards.
WTMJ's John Mercier here. Wisconsin veterans, your safety and well-being matter to us. As a community, we value the strength and resilience you've shown in serving our nation. The Captain Mason Veteran Peer Outreach Project is committed to preventing veteran suicide and firearm safety. They're dedicated to connecting veterans with peers who understand the struggles and can offer a helping hand. Talk to someone who understands. Call 414-955-8910 or go to veteranpeeroutreach.org. Brought to you by VA Sergeant Grant and Veterans Outreach of Wisconsin.
Catch the final battle of the regular season. The Brewers host the Reds Friday, September 26th through Sunday, September 28th. Get in on Fan Appreciation Night and a tumbler giveaway on Saturday the 27th. Close out the regular season with the crew. Get your tickets at Brewers.com.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Brewers win. Everyone is in a great mood after a great homestand here at American Family Field. 5-1 record at home. They had the walk-off, of course, on Saturday. Nearly swept the Cardinals. Couldn't get the gravy on Sunday. Then they sweep the Angels. A couple of off days in there, too. Everybody's feeling good as they hit the road one last time in the regular season. Brewers Extra Innings is brought to you by Fifth Third Bank. If you're looking for a banking partner that truly understands your business needs, look no further than Fifth Third Bank. They've got a local team right here in Milwaukee and know how to hit it out of the park every time. For 15 years, they've been serving our community with industry-specific expertise and local decision-making that helps your business thrive. Experience a unique commercial banking value only Fifth Third can deliver. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, member FDIC. With Craig Cashon, I'm Dom Cotroneo. You know, Craig, I just sit here. It sounds brash and it just sounds kind of blunt, but the truth is the Brewers did what they were supposed to do against a team like the Angels this week, and even when they were down 2-1 in this contest, I just didn't feel doubt, and I think that's a compliment to the Brewers less than it is a diss to the Angels because it's yet another come-from-behind win. You knew that the cream would rise, and it did late in this contest that the Brewers did what they were supposed to do on this homestand against the Cardinals and the Angels. They went 5-1. Everyone would have been happy with 4-2, winning 2 series, but to get a sweep is a reminder yes, they are that good, and they can play even not their best baseball and still come out on top.
And imagine they were a 3-2 loss last Sunday to the Cardinals from having a perfect homestand. But I look at this stretch that they have had here on this homestand. I think they regained their mojo a little bit in a lot of ways. But I think the bottom line is they beat up teams they were supposed to beat up. And they had some dramatic wins. They've had dramatic wins all season. They've had some dominant wins. I think we saw that the last 2 nights. Their pitcher, Quinn Priester, is on another planet here right now. And the team behind him and the run support that he's getting and just the fact that they know they're going to win with him on the mound is I just can't get over it. It reminds me of following Paul Molitor's hitting streak of 39 games. For 6 or 7 weeks, this guy, you couldn't get him out. And now Priester, it's been like 3 or 4 months, and this team can't lose when he's out there. So he keeps his team in games, Dom, and he's going to keep this team, in games in the postseason as well.
One of the points I want to make about this streak that the Brewers have now won 19 straight games that he has pitched in, the streak, even the 2 starts before that, he was fantastic too. This all really starts after that clunker against the Cubs when they did the opener with Tyler Alexander. I mean, think back to May 2nd for a second here, Craig, because, that's when Quinn was still kind of feeling things out. He had the good one in Colorado, the good one against Detroit, then kind of struggled against San Francisco, really struggled against St. Louis, and then bang, the wheels came off against Chicago, and everyone's kind of looking around like, really? This guy? This is what it's supposed to be? And the Brewers and Quinn, credit to Quinn on this too, that flipped the switch starting on May 7th when he became a different pitcher. And I know the streak technically starts 2 starts after this, but he's been a fantastic pitcher, not just for the Brewers, but in baseball. Since May 7th, including tonight, regardless of what the run support he's getting, since May 7th, 23 outings, 129 innings, a 2.79 ERA. He's not striking out the world. Tonight was an anomaly. That's not his game plan. But opponents only hitting 231 against him, a whip of 112. I mean, this dude's one of the best pitchers in the game since he got his teeth kicked in against the Cubs.
Yeah, he just picks up on everything to make his adjustments. Just, his mindset. I mean, this guy he's a bulldog of sorts, and you get the feeling from him he just doesn't want to lose. And the thing about him too is he doesn't have a harsh disposition about himself either. He's humbled, I think, this season with his success, and he's also humbled in a way where he is taking in all the coaching that he can get, taking in, all the numbers and analytics he can use to his advantage. He's built his relationship with William Contreras, early, and it's continued obviously through the season. So he's doing everything right. And the fact that the Brewers spotted this in him and went out and got him when they did, I love this story. It's still hands down to me the best trade, not only in 2025, but we may be talking about this one, going back a few years as well, how good a trade this was at the timing and how it's helped the team all season long.
So in these 19 wins now for the Brewers with Quinn Priester on the mound in a row, and today he was one missed strike call that was, I don't know what Bruce Streckman was looking at, but hey, everybody makes mistakes. Yeah, I mean, he was one missed strike call away from having another quality start here today. And in reality now, in these 19 wins, he's got 11 quality outings in it. Not all of them are starts, but he'll still go 6 innings after the opener, right? So the fact that he's got 11 quality starts out of these 19 goes to show you that you're right on that bulldog part, and he's giving length. He's trusting the defense. We had him on the air for a pregame show a couple of games ago over the weekend. He's just like, I am having so much fun pitching fast, and when a ball gets put in play, I know it's going to be caught. It's more of a big deal when a play isn't made when I'm on the mound. I mean, that's exactly what you want to hear from a guy that understands he pitches to contact, and nights like this where he has 10 Ks are not exactly growing on the tree in the backyard.
I mean, this guy played some football in his day too, and you can see it with his body structure and what he wants to accomplish. But Dom, he's almost like a quarterback on the field with his pace and his ability to be efficient and his ability to have great command with many of his pitches here right now. And then the start. I mean, he fanned the first 6 batters, and 8 of the first 9 had that perfect game going through 4. I mean, this is like a quarterback that starts out 15 for 15 and gets 3 touchdowns on the board in the first half for his team, and suddenly they're out in front and they'll never look back. It kind of felt that way tonight with him with that just spectacular start, and it's felt that way in a lot of occasions too with Priester out on the hill. Things aren't just going his way because they're going his way. They're going his way because this guy can accomplish some big things with this team behind him in many, many ways.
I think the funniest stat, too, of all of this, and look, we talked about this yesterday with Woodruff, right? Yes, it's the Angels. Yes, they have the most strikeouts in baseball. But sometimes, and I'm not saying all fans are like this, but sometimes if there's a performance any less than this, it's complaining well, it's the Angels. Why didn't you dominate them? He dominated them today. I know he gave up a 2-run homer on a hanging slider. That was really it against him today, and I thought he was phenomenal in this contest. And again, to hammer home the point that he's not a strikeout guy, his 2 biggest strikeout games are the Rockies when he had a set of career high 11, these Angels with 10. But then I was talking to him this week. The best game he ever pitched was that game against the Dodgers coming out of the All-Star break when he went 6 shutout with 10 strikeouts and no walks. So it's in there for him. And the cutter moving the way it was today, it's just yeah, man, I'm going to throw a cutter here. Good luck hitting it. And when he's got command of it, it's a deadly, deadly pitch.
Yeah, and I thought too, the front end of this game for him, all his pitches were pretty effective. And then he settled in really nicely with that cutter and the slider. That's what he used the most to finish things up on his outing here today. Bottom line, this guy had great command here for the most part tonight, and he's just been that way. Just, his efficiency and just his ability to be so incredibly consistent, Dom, is just something to watch. He is a very fun pitcher to watch on the mound from first pitch on all his starts.
I think this is a top-to-bottom success story that should be celebrated by the Brewers scouting department to identify him, the Brewers player development to work on him, like Jim Henderson and Chris Hook, for the analytics team to identify ways for him to attack hitters and what he can do to attack, and then obviously Quinn Priester himself for being able to reach this level to that. He is going to be starting probably 2 games of an NLDS in Game 2 and Game 5, perhaps, for the Brewers coming up in a couple of weeks. We got to talk a little offense, though, as well for the Brewers. They did score 5 runs. It was late arriving, but they got the job done. The Short Kings do it again. Brewers win 5-2 over the Angels on 620 WTMJ.
Hey Milwaukee, now is the best time of year to replace your old drafty, cheap, or builder-grade windows. And Window Nation can get the job done in 1 day or less. Right now, when you buy 2 windows, you'll get 2 for free. Plus, you won't make any payments for 2 years. That's right, no interest, no monthly payments, and no down payment. Plus, for a limited time, you can score free Brewers tickets when you replace all the windows in your home. Call 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com now.
Visit family-owned Ken Michaels Furniture and our in-store design centers where you'll still find beautiful, luxurious, heirloom-quality American-made furniture. Right now, save 30 to 35% store-wide and take advantage of our complimentary design services. Whether you're moving, renovating, or updating, our designers will help your vision become a reality. Visit Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield on Capitol Drive and in Greenfield on Highway 100 to save 30 to 35% store-wide today. Sleep better and save more with mattresses from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in our Milwaukee factory, our mattresses utilize natural materials like cotton cushioning, which dissipates body heat, Joma wool quilts for warm wintry nights and cool summer evenings, and natural latex providing superior conformability and pressure relief for aching joints. Stop in today at any Ken Michaels Furniture store and save up to 50% compared to national brands.
At Advent, we help sleep apnea sufferers avoid the CPAP machine by getting your nose and throat working with our unique Advent approach that you won't find elsewhere.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Welcome back, Brewers Extra Innings here on WTMJ. I'm Dom Cotroneo, Craig Kashan here as well. Brewers Extra Innings brought to you by Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electric. Only in Wisconsin do you need the AC one day and the furnace the next. Be ready for whatever the weather throws your way. Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical has an early bird special, $20 off a furnace tune-up now through September 19th. Book your appointment today at Cider, SEIDER.com. 5-2 victory today for the Brewers over the Angels. A couple of texts. Alex from Oshkosh. Series sweep against the Angels, yes, sir. Got to win 6 of the final 9 to get to 100, or 3 more for the new franchise record. Mark, awesome game, and yet another come from behind. From the 815, the Brooms are busy today. Guess the Cubs did not get the memo about the win. The Brew Crew had their Wheaties for a snack. All right, so the Cubs, in case you missed it, they lost 1-0. That's why the magic number falls down to 4. Mathematically, Craig, the soonest the Brewers could clinch is Saturday. Maybe Sunday. Saturday would require wins tomorrow and Saturday, and the Cubs to lose tomorrow and Saturday. But it's truly in the Brewers' hands. It's unfortunate that's going to happen on this road trip, but everyone wants to celebrate at home. But nonetheless, the Brewers are right there on the doorstep once again for another division title.
Yeah, and I think the good part about it is we know it's going to happen, relatively soon here. So it's, I say unfortunately too, because it would be great to have them wrap it up at home. But, at this time of year when you're gone for a full week and the race is going the way it is and they've got, a decent lead here right now. They're just going to have to, bring that champagne and Miller Lite on the road with them down to St. Louis. That'd be their second type of celebration, I think, since 2018 or 2017. I can't remember. But
yeah, I believe they clinched there in 19. Did they
Was
not?
it 19?
Was it 19? Because obviously 163 in 18. So I imagine it had to have been in 19.
I think it was for the playoff berth. Yeah. Just
the playoff berth, maybe in 18. Yeah, that might have been what it is.
Anyway, I'm looking forward to this, Dom, and just the fact that we're talking about a team that is already a franchise record 35 games over 500 with this win here, and that they are 3 wins away from establishing, a single season team winning record as well. And the fact that 6-3 is not out of the realm at all in the final 9 games to get 100 wins. I mean, man, if they get that, you got to be kidding me.
That's 3 series wins, right? There's nothing else. I mean, you can get a sweep in there and give yourself some room to work. But, I mean, I don't feel like that's a gargantuan ask, right, where you're going now to St. Louis, a team you just beat here at home, and they've been dropping like flies. Now, you're going to get Sonny Gray tomorrow, which is tough, but you've got The Miz. But Wilson Contreras is now out for the year. Mason Wynn is now out for the year. They got Nolan Arenado back, sure, but they still have guys banged up and not, quite what they used to be. I think 100 would be cool. I'm not burning down the hatches to make sure that you get to 100, but I see a new franchise record in wins on the horizon.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, for sure. I mean, gosh, they only need 3 to get there right now. So that and the fact that just, make sure you secure that number 1 seed. I really am a big believer here right now. I know the Phillies, have threatened mightily. They were on a roll. They got within a game and a half of that, but the Brewers have had this best record for a long time, Dom, and there is no way I see them giving this up, but, they just got to make sure they get that. I can't stress enough how important it is, and we've talked about it over and over again, too, on this show, how important it would be for them to start out every playoff series at home, and the way that they can line up their pitching staff with that, too, would be an incredible first step to potentially winning a world championship.
I mean, it is virtually certain at this point. I mean, the magic number, you got to win your division first, obviously, but it is virtually certain that the Central winner and the East winner, the Phillies, are going to have buys. Now, the arrangement to be determined. Now, the Phillies were idle tonight. The Brewers, gain another half game in that race for the top seed like you're talking about there. So the Brewers now a full 3 games clear of Philadelphia with 9 games to go. And they hold the tiebreaker, so it's really 3.5, if you will. So I think as you look at it, just to give you the heads up, the Phillies, they are playing the Diamondbacks this weekend, and then they go back home for Miami and Minnesota. That's a pretty easy schedule down the stretch. You never know, but still, the math is in their favor that the Brewers can be the number 1 overall seed.
Yeah, I know, and you take advantage of that. But you also can't take anything for granted either. I mean, they got to play it out, and they did a terrific job this week of just making sure that they didn't go into this homestand saying, "Oh, we're 6-0, 6-0." The fact that they got to 5-1 is saying a lot, and they needed to take care of this Angels team in particular to get to the point where they are here right now, and hopefully go into this final regular season road trip with some confidence. San Diego won't be easy, that's for sure, but it's going to be interesting to see, what the Brewers have to play for when they land in San Diego for that game on Monday.
Yep. The Brewers now, also, by the way, Philly, they've won 15 of their last 20. They ain't going anyway. They've been playing really good ball. So we're going to talk offense this segment. Turns out we just talked about records and numbers, so we got to talk about Yelly in the next segment. Keep you for a quick segment following the break here, Craig, because Yelly reached a milestone. We got to talk about that on 620 WTMJ.
Wisconsin sports fans, Brian Balaga here from my friends at Surfside. Football season is back, and we're bringing you your tailgate must-have. There's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside to enjoy while you cheer on your home team. Made with real vodka and real brewed tea, Surfside is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside. Ask for it at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
You'll get a new heat pump system, a new furnace, and a full home duct cleaning all together as a package at about half price. Half price! That's how it all shakes out. Not a gimmick. And both the furnace and the heat pump system are high-quality units. This is Anthony Zanevsky. All you have to do is purchase a heat pump system from Quality, and you'll get a free furnace and a free duct cleaning. All totaled, the cost would be about $20,000. When you add in the new tax incentives that you'll get back at the end of the year, you're going to end up paying about half. That's about $10,000 for a high-quality furnace, heat pump system, and a full home duct cleaning. It's limited time. And last time we did this, the units went pretty fast. So if your home needs a new furnace upgrade and a heat pump system that can act as a brand new AC system as well as a furnace backup, take advantage while you can and cut your energy bills substantially. Call Quality and get them while they're hot.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guest, Accurate Basement Repair. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. Yet at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ. This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Brewers win. Magic number 4. How about it? Brewers keep on rolling. Now they try to bring the train down to St. Louis. Brewers Extra Innings buying or selling is brought to you by Tony Wendorf & Associates. If you're going to buy or sell a home, trust Tony Wendorf & Associates, one of the top real estate teams in Wisconsin and part of First Weber Real Estate Services. They bring faith, family, and a red carpet experience to every home deal. Let's step up to the plate together. WendorfTeam.firstweber.com with with Craig. Sorry, this is the first time I've done that to you all year long. 154 games in, and Craig Kashan is with us. I'm Dom Cotroneo. Craiger, I mean, the thing that I'm buying, man, I still am sitting here marveling at the stat line for Christian Yelich, because I remember what it felt like in spring training, watching him go through his workouts and just kind of, waiting for him to get into his first game and just see that slow build and, the fear in April and May that his timing wasn't there and he was shifting back and forth. To see it now, to see him get to 100 RBIs. We have some audio from him later on in the program to play, but he's going to finish right around a 270, 275 batting average, which is low for his standards, I understand. A 350-ish on base and a 460-something slugging, 800-plus OPS. The dude was on the operating table 13 months ago for his back, and he's now got a chance to have a 3,000 season. And I just sit here and marvel at what a bounce back for Christian Yelich this year.
Yeah, and what was his batting average roughly before he started this hot streak? Like basically we're talking 6, 7, 8 weeks into the season. Wasn't it like 187 or 190? It was below 200, right? I mean, think of what this guy's done.
Yeah, he bottomed out crazy. At 184 through the Baltimore Orioles series on May 21st. And coincidentally, May 22nd is kind of the date that the Brewers got hot, because that's when Yelly got hot. I mean, he bottomed out. He nearly got below 600 for his OPS, Craig. I mean, this dude was in a funk during that time. He had just one hit over a 7-game stretch that, I'm doing the math in my head here real quick, 23 plate appearances that he only had one hit, 2 over his last 30 if you go a little further back, too. So, I mean, he was really going through it on May 21st, and he completely turned his season around. It's a quote that he says all the time from old Brewers former hitting coach Andy Haynes. It takes a long time to have a bad season and a long time to have a good season. Well, he had a bad month and a half, and he's had a great 3.5 months since.
Yeah, I mean, I learned this early on in my career when my focus of covering sports was this Brewer baseball team, that the season's 6 months long, and great players don't have 6 full months of a great season. Great players have around 4. And this guy's a great player. We know it. And we know what his numbers are prior to this year, too, in the MVP years. This is, I think, the 3rd time he's had 100 RBIs or more in his career. They can't do it every single day. They can't do it sometimes, for 2 or 3 weeks combined. But the fact that he had all the bad months and weeks prior to what we've seen now, and then basically put the team on his back. And I don't think any of us realized at the time that he was putting the team on his back. But at that time, too, Dom, we were looking at this team as a little bit lost when it came to leadership. Who is going to step forward? And sometimes you don't do that verbally. You do it on the field. And I think he was the guy. He's the guy that you probably glanced at first anyway. But I think everybody looked at him early on saying, well, Adames is gone, man. Let's go verbally. You got to carry this team. What are your captain leadership type? Well, he basically put the team on his back by just being Christian Yelich at the plate. And it's been something to watch.
Yeah, he continues to roll. Caleb Durbin continues to be just a great story. And I think back to trade deadline time, right, Craig, where, myself included, saying, Gino Suarez would be nice. Maybe you figure things out with Durbin, but Durbin's second half is a big reason why the Brewers are doing this, not just because of the big winning streak, too, but in the second half, Durbin's hitting .271. He's got a .785 OPS. He's got 7 bombs now here in the second half, too, despite in 20 fewer games. And I just see a productive player that also has the confidence at third base to play there every day, that he is going to be the everyday third baseman in October for the Brewers. That was on no one's radar either in, the first week of May in his first call-up action for the Brewers when he hit his first homer in San Francisco, and he was kind of going through it a little bit. But, kudos to Caleb Durbin. He gets the game-tying RBI in the 4th and the go-ahead RBI in the 6th and on base 3 times.
Yeah, and, he's kind of been having games like we saw tonight to establish the fact that he should be over there, and they shouldn't go out and find somebody at the trade deadline. His defense has come a long way in a short time, I think, over there at a new position for him, especially at this level. And then, hitting wise, are you going to go out and get somebody that has slumped this year? There are a couple of guys out there, like you mentioned, but what are they going to do? They're all of a sudden going to come to Milwaukee and start, hitting to all-star caliber. Well, Caleb Durbin's done a really nice job of just simply hanging on to that position and being kind of a clutch guy. His 2 RBI hits tonight were with 2 outs. One gave him the lead and the other one tied the game in midway through in the 6th inning. So you got to give this guy a lot of credit. He hangs in there big time, and he's kind of a bulldog too. He's got that attitude. He doesn't want to lose. He doesn't want to, make the out. And more importantly, he wants to come through when the chips look down, man. He's done a nice job of that.
Yeah, I just really look at this lineup in a game like today where they don't hit a homer, they score 5 runs, they get 9 hits, and they go 4 for 9 with runners in scoring position. And the reason why the Brewers are the anti-3 true outcomes, and teams are, the front offices are all panicking, like, are the Brewers going to really do this? How can this team, with its lack of power, do this and maybe be the best record in baseball? The reason is its depth, right? And I know Joey was tough there with the bases loaded. He wants to have that at bat. He still had a knock tonight. The fact that you have contact 1 through 9. Every single guy can do damage. And I'm not saying you're going to have a guy that's a Juan Soto anchoring this order, and they have talent in the middle of the order. But the fact that it can be an onslaught like it was tonight, where you distribute the wealth. You only struck out twice tonight as well, mind you. You drew 5 walks. You had 9 hits. Constant pressure still plays in October.
It does. And the fact that depth, another example to me in this game was, first of all, when the lineups came out and Sal has the night off, Jackson Churrio's at the top of the order. So, yep, they're facing a lefty. I guess that makes sense. But he hasn't been leading off for some time now. And he's also kind of been quiet at the plate. But what was his big hit tonight after that Blake Perkins catch to save the top of the 7th inning in a game that's still tied? Churrio leads off with a double. And he ignited that inning offensively for this team. And this is what it takes. You just don't know who's going to be that guy to step up in that key time, because so many of these guys can do it.
Yeah, it's just really fun baseball to watch right now from the crew. Well, Craig, this has been fun. We'll talk to you next week for the final homestand of the regular season. And then, get your October in order, man.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We're going to have to get, a little champagne toast from the TV side with the team on the road in the coming days. I can feel it.
It's going to be a good time to maybe be in St. Louis. We'll see what the next 24 hours hold for the Brewers if they can start putting that champagne on ice. Craig Kashan joining us on 620. Thank you, Craig.
You got it, Tom.
All right, back with more after this. We're going to hear a little bit from Christian Yelich and from Pat Murphy a little bit later as well, right here on your home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
Is your business ready to take the next step? At Fifth Third Commercial Bank Wisconsin, our team of local experienced advisors is here to propel you forward. We understand your needs and offer in-depth expertise, cutting-edge technology, and tailored solutions to streamline your cash collections, automate payments, and safeguard your assets with top-notch fraud mitigation tools. Contact Fifth Third in downtown Milwaukee today. Let's eliminate the non-value ad work so you can focus on what truly matters. Growing your business. Fifth Third Bank National Association. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
Only in Wisconsin can you need the AC one day, in the furnace the next. Be ready for whatever the weather throws your way with Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. They have an early bird special, $20 off a furnace tune-up, now through September 19th. Book your appointment today at Cider, SEIDER.com.
Talk about value. When it comes to casual dining, I can't think of a better value out there. If you're looking for a way to stretch your family's dining budget, come to Marty's Pizza, where feeding your family won't cost you an arm or a leg. You know, we're reasonably priced, and that's how it's going to stay. That's why we've been around so long. We offer a quality product at the right price. Italian dinners, subs, sandwiches, salads, and of course, 100% real mozzarella cheese pizza. Find us easily online at martyspizza.net.
Marty's Pizza. Do you remember when times were good? Well, they're good again. It's as good today as it was in the past. It doesn't get any better than that. Remember Marty's Pizza.
You just can't pass on Less is Glass. Find us at lessglassservice.com.
Trust in your family's comfort at home with Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. They're the oldest family-owned HVAC company in southeast Wisconsin. 4 generations of Ciders, and their highly trained technicians provide a one-stop shop for all home and business comfort needs, including an emergency service line that's always live and a 12-year parts and labor warranty on all Daikin products. Get peace of mind by scheduling maintenance today with Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. That's SEIDER, Cider.com.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Brewers win again. Not 5-2. 9 games to go. Wow, just the end. It's single. It's 2 hands now. It's single-digit games remaining. Just hit me kind of for a moment here. Like, yeah, there's only 3 more games left in this ballpark in the regular season. Let's get to our International Autos Group Player of the Game. It's brought to you by International Autos, where ordinary needs to be extraordinary. Just like the game's MVP, you can drive into the season in style and save up to $10,000 on in-stock BMWs, Audis, Mercedes-Benz, and more. No tariffs, just huge savings. Visit iamilwaukee.com. International Autos Group, our Player of the Game. On my poll, I realized, mea culpa here. I probably should have put Durbin as an option to pick. Quinn Priester, of course, was going to win the poll. Like, when I'm constructing the poll, I know who's going to win. But I also want to give some, podium nods, if you will, of, who should be on there, too. Yelly, number 100, is kind of a good thing, too. But I should have put Durbin on there, too. Yelly was second. Ashby, I thought he was a very important performance today as well to get the 4 outs that he got. Durbin needs to be an option, 2 clutch RBIs. Perkins catch to save some great runs. Plenty of love for Durbin. Yeah, I should have put him on there, but Priester was certainly going to run away with it today. Quinn was awesome, 10 strikeouts for him, and of course 100 RBIs for Christian Yelich. Now, he had a good conversation with the writing press downstairs a moment ago. This is courtesy of Adam McCalvey. Just a snippet here of just what it takes to win, right? To now be 35 games above 500. That is no small number. A franchise record, another year of records for the Brewers that even with such a young team, right? Think of all the rookie starters in the beginning of the year with Chad Patrick and now Jacob Misiorowski and Logan Henderson, and we'll maybe see Robert Gasser before the season ends. And you think about the guys that were unproven in this bullpen that have been surpassing expectations, like Grant Anderson, or even what Abner Uribe has done, taking a massive step forward after ending his season. All of this is to say, in the eyes of Christian Yelich, that winning is hard, and we're making it look easy by playing as a team, Yelly explains.
Yeah, just winning game. I mean, winning games is so hard, and just the guys coming together, and just proud of the guys on the team, and especially our young players, because the demand is high here to come in as a rookie on a team that's winning games. There's not like that grace period for you to get your feet wet in the big leagues and make mistakes and go through the growing pains, because and there's been moments where people have been hard on them for they want the expectation of, like, you have to do this right, you have to grow up fast if you want to develop players and win games. And it's a credit to those guys of just always wanting to get better and having the drive to get better and be good players. And it says a lot about them, honestly, to be able to deal with that, because there's a lot that comes at you when you first get to experience the big leagues, and then you have hey, we need to win games, can't be making mistakes, you got to do this stuff, and they've all done a phenomenal job of just contributing to a winning team, and we wouldn't be here without them.
I mean, that's the guy that's got the pulse on the clubhouse and is the captain of this team, and they're continuing to roll. And of course, he had the double and misplayed in left field by Taylor Ward. Doesn't matter. Ball hit the ground, and the Brewers are ready to go and add more runs in that big seventh inning. For the Crew right now, this series, and to have such success with runners in scoring position, just kind of, it felt a little bit like that 14-gamer, right? I mean, they're a one-run game, as Craig pointed out, away from this being a 6-game winning streak, right? Where we're talking about, yeah, this is great, this is feeling good, this is no big deal, and it's just they keep continuing to have, runners in scoring position, continuing to have pressure, and Kikuchi was good at times, and the moment they got out of their game plan, like that first inning, right, 22 pitches against him, sure they didn't score, but they hung 22 on him. Even in the second inning, first two guys are retired on 4 pitches. Caleb Durbin draws a 6-pitch walk. Blake Perkins battles for 7 pitches. He ultimately grounds out. But hey, you look at that, 39 pitches through 2. You're feeling pretty good about that. And it took until the 4th inning for him to crack through against Yusei Kikuchi. I mean, it's a cliche, but it's true. Those guys live in big houses on the other side as well. So put some respect on their name of what they're able to do with the Brewers and their opponents so far this season, and what the playoffs will be like, right? Like, let's be honest. When they play that first round, whether it's the Padres or the Cubs as it stands right now, like, those two teams pretty much double the Brewers' payroll. The other guys have a great career too. That's not an excuse. It's just the truth that every one of those guys on the other side were the young players on their team like the Brewers are filled with right now. And Christian Yelich is explaining that it is so impressive to continue to play high-quality baseball despite the Brewers kind of, down to guys that they didn't expect. Like, think about it. If I told you at the end of spring training, Garrett Mitchell will be lost for pretty much the whole year once again, which is unfortunate, but it's the truth, that third base continued to be a struggle coming out of spring training because they thought it would be Vinny Capra and Oliver Dunn. Now, Vinny Capra has been DFA'd. So did Oliver Dunn, but he stayed in the organization. And then furthermore, that the Brewers would miss a month from Jackson Churio. They would miss multiple months from Rhys Hoskins. And by the way, they're going to have the best record in baseball. And by the way, the starters that you saw in those first 4 games of the year, only one of them is still going to be on the team, and that's Freddie Peralta. Like, what? So it's nuts. Like, think about it. That opening week for the Brewers, Freddie Peralta game 1 against the Yankees. Pitched well, they lose. Well, all right, no big deal. Nestor in game 2, we all know what happened. Savali in game 3, we all know what happened. Elvin Rodriguez game 4 and game 1 at home against Kansas City. We all know what happened. It's amazing how different this team looked just a month and a half later of what the Brewers have been able to do to this point in this season. The question here, a couple of texts here on the line. Got out the brooms, first time over 35 games over 500 in franchise history. That text from Nick. Jonathan in L.A. Any other teams in L.A. for us to play? Brewers 9-0 against the L.A. teams this year. Pretty sweet. Finish strong, crew. Appreciate that one. Ringo and Goodman. So the caller last night asked if Hoskins is going to be on the divisional roster. If the roster can only hold 12 pitchers in a 5-game series and carry the whole bench, well, I don't think they're going to hold 12 pitchers. I just don't see the Brewers operating that way. Yes, you could, in theory, go 14 position players, 12 pitchers. I think the Brewers value having matchups in that bullpen. Could be wrong. They could carry all 3 first basemen and Mona, but that means you're taking one pitcher away. And given this team values defense and given what they believe in, we saw a little clue, I think, today with Rhys Hoskins not getting the start against a left-handed pitcher. If there's ever a day to maybe get him in there, is today against Yusei Kikuchi, a lefty, and maybe give Vaughn a day. Or it's no surprise that Sal got a day off. But I think today was sort of a signal of it's like, all right, well, even if he's on the playoff roster, he's not going to be starting. It's going to be Andrew Vaughn. And Vaughn had a good game as well. So we'll figure all that out when the time comes and a little bit closer. But it's also going to be matchup-based, too. Whereas if they face the Cubs, right, think about all the lefties that you're going to be worried about in that lineup, right? You want Ian Happ to be batting right-handed. Michael Busch has been okay against lefties, not great. You still would rather throw a lefty against him. PCA, you need to throw lefties against him. And then you go further down that order, and, the righties are good. Like Carson Kelly certainly is good against, and Nico Horner has been unbelievable the last couple of weeks for them. But if you can keep even Kyle Tucker a little bit more neutralized against lefties, who knows what his health status will be come October if they play the Cubs in that first round. So it is going to be matchup based, whereas the Padres, their offense is so right-handed heavy. Arise isn't going to do damage against you power perspective, but obviously Tatis and Machado. But they have some thud now with O'Hearn and Sheets from the left side. Even Merrill has started to turn it back on in the right direction for him, too. So we'll see what the opponent is going to be for the Brewers before we break all of that stuff down. Brian from Tosa asking about left-handed starting pitching. Struggled against quality left-handers. I don't know where you're getting this from, Brian. I really don't, because, again, the Brewers are a top 3 record in baseball against left-handed starters. I'm just going to say it till I'm blue in the face that, again, their record now, including tonight, they are 29-16 against left-handed starters. Including tonight, best record in baseball. And if you say, they struggle against quality lefties, like, they're quality lefties for a reason. And they got to Yusei, and they got him out of the game in that 6th inning, and then they ultimately cashed in behind it. They drew some walks against him. They only struck out twice against him. I thought they played really well against him. So go see the brighter side of life. It's going to be okay, Brian. Let's have some fun. And Brian, this is your invitation that if the Brewers are in the World Series, you have to be the first caller in the clinching game of the pennant-winning game. You have to be the first caller. That's my call to you right now, Brian. All right. Well, you're going to hear from the manager, Pat Murphy, coming up in just a moment here on your home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
A cancer diagnosis shouldn't mean we can't make plans. It shouldn't mean living without joy or optimism. Cancer shouldn't be calling the shots. At the Frederick and the Medical College of Wisconsin Cancer Network, we're pushing to put cancer in its place by pulling together teams of leading specialists and researchers who work tirelessly for breakthroughs, who are developing innovative ways to treat every cancer, to treat your cancer. And by providing the largest cancer clinical trials treatment program in Wisconsin, so there are more treatment options and more reasons to be hopeful. So let's keep innovating. Let's keep discovering. Let's push to make every cancer diagnosis a story of survivorship and bring back the lightness of life that cancer takes away. To learn more about breakthrough cancer care, visit frederick.com/cancer.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
You're still glowing,
flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Protect your liver and give it the support it deserves with Active Liver from New Nordic. Find Active Liver in stores at your local CVS, Meijer Grocery, or online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com.
Get your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval to buy at ACCUNET.com.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
And the pitch. Fly ball is hit into center field. Going back on it, Perkins still back on the run. Sprinting, lunging, diving. And he caught it with a backhand. Blake Perkins. He saved 2 runs with an incredible catch. In the gap in left center field. How many outfielders get to that ball, let alone catch it?
Josh Maurer's call of our Surfside play of the game. A proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers, Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka and Surfside Lemonade and Vodka. Paired perfectly with the day at the ballpark and stocked at American Family Field all season long. Brewers win 5-2 today over the Angels. They complete the sweep. Everybody is happy about that. Pat Murphy had a short and sweet press conference today, talking a little Yelly, talking a little Priester, and all of this is to say that, hey, there is still work to be done. Here's Murph.
Just after always been through physically over the years, just how nice is it to see Yelich get 100 RBIs.
It's quite an accomplishment for any player. Yelly, if you took the number of hard hit balls that were caught this year by Yelich over 100 and whatever miles an hour, you'd be astounded. How many balls he's hit at the 100+ rate that were caught, and how he started the first month and all that kind of stuff to have 100 RBIs, and it's credit to him. He's having a real nice season.
Priester's having a pretty nice season too, huh?
Priester?
Yeah.
That was very good.
That streak, Murph, there have been times where he's pitched great. There's been times where he's not pitched great. But it's like the guys find a way.
Yeah. Well, he keeps us in the game. He keeps us in the game, and he's attacking the zone, and his pitches, his in-zone pitches are effective. You know what I mean? He doesn't have to pitch out of the zone.
Can you even put that streak in perspective, though? That's 19th. It's pretty remarkable.
It's team. No disrespect to him because he's pitched great, but someone else could have that too if they had a team that played hard every night. So to continue to do that, we've got a tough road trip coming up with travel and all that kind of stuff. Night game, travel the next day and play. You can't take anything for granted. You just got to keep banging away.
Murph, did this whole win tonight feel like a team performance?
Yeah.
Defense, you had some timely offense.
The Perkins play changes the game. That's he's not exactly getting as many hits as he'd like, hard contacts or anything, but he's so valuable to us. It's just really he helps us win. Winning player. Durbin's been killing it. Vaughn quietly steps up and has 3 quality. Terang, 3 quality. It's and the pitching staff. Ashby was good. Uribe pitched out of an unlucky jam. A blooper and a ball off his glove. And then Koenig did a nice job. So it's good team effort. It's hard to beat any major league team in a series. So
you mentioned Durbin. What about him has allowed him to be, driving in those couple of runs early? He just finds a way, consistently, and just in his.
Isn't that beautiful? Yeah, I mean, it's beautiful. You'd never know it. It's just, he's totally aware and totally responsible. I wouldn't say totally aware. He's kind of unaware, to be honest with you. But he's totally responsible, and he's a tremendous competitor, and he won't be denied. He didn't get here because he wasn't, because he was physically gifted. He came here because he was physically gifted enough, but he was a mental monster. And, he doesn't like losing.
That mental monster line at the very end from Murph, when you talk about Caleb Durbin, and yeah, we know he's 5'7" in spikes, but man, he's built. I mean, when you see him, he's still got a little bit of that wrestler body going on. But the thing about Caleb Durbin is the monster mentality is, you can't strike me out. I'm going to make contact with this ball. And more times than not, he does. And furthermore, he thinks he's Aaron Judge. He thinks he's 6'7", 250 pounds. In a good way, though. In a non, put me down attitude. It's I believe in myself so much that I think I'm going to succeed here. And I expect to succeed. And it's a really impressive trait for a guy that's as tall as he is, and he's going back to St. Louis, where he went to school. Went to school at Wash U there down the road. I think it's just really cool now that, a guy like that, and there are kids in the stands that see all the builds and body types on this team. Like Jackson Churrio's still growing into his body. He's only 21 years old. Bryce Terang, slim. He's still only 24 years old, is growing into his body. Yelly, slender man. He can really put some whip on the baseball. Then you've got the built guys like Contreras and Vaughn. You got the short kings like Collins and Frelick and Durbin. You got the smooth operator and Perkins. Like, you see so many different ways to do it, and I think it's a really fun way for a team to be built. And in the words of Christian Yelich, they're trying to be friends for life. Still got a few more weeks of baseball, hopefully, to talk about for the Brewers. So let's talk a little postseason, shall we? Let's get a little ahead of ourselves here. Have we learned anything lately about who's going to be on the postseason roster, specifically the postseason lineup? Back after this and our final break on 620 WTMJ.
Elevate your escape at Audi North Shore and Audi Milwaukee, where you can save up to $30,000 on a new Audi or get low 0.99% financing for 72 months. At Audi North Shore in Brown Deer and Audi Milwaukee, members of the International Autos Group, where our ordinary needs to be extraordinary. On select in-stock new units. Savings include customer credit and dealer credit. Financing with approved credit. $1,431 per month for $1,000 financed. No down payment required.
Visit family-owned Ken Michaels Furniture and our in-store design centers, where you'll still find beautiful, luxurious, heirloom-quality American-made furniture. Right now, save 30 to 35% store-wide and take advantage of our complimentary design services. Whether you're moving, renovating, or updating, our designers will help your vision become a reality. Visit Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield on Capitol Drive and in Greenfield on Highway 100 to save 30 to 35% store-wide today. Sleep better and save more with mattresses from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in our Milwaukee factory, our mattresses utilize natural materials like cotton cushioning, which dissipates body heat, Joma wool quilts for warm wintry nights and cool summer evenings, and natural latex providing superior conformability and pressure relief for aching joints. Stop in today at any Ken Michaels Furniture store and save up to 50% compared to national brands.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ. What's coming up for the crew? This is your window to what's ahead. Brought to you by Window Nation.
All right, tomorrow on the road, 6 games against the Cardinals and the Padres. Tomorrow night, 7:15 first pitch, because baseball heaven says we got to start at 7:15. All right. We're on the air at 6, though. Got you covered for Brewers warm-up with yours truly. Saturday night will be 6:15, same drill, 5 o'clock for pregame on Brewers warm-up. And then on Sunday, earlier start time, back out to 1:15 in the finale. That is TBD for the Brewers. It could be a certain lefty if you fill up the tank, but Nothing official at this point for the Brewers, but they hinted at that over the last couple of days. But tomorrow it'll be Jacob Izarowski against Sonny Gray, and Saturday it'll be Chad Patrick against Miles Michaelis. Your window ahead is brought to you by Window Nation. Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 free, plus no payments for 2 years. And you can get free tickets to a Brewers game when you replace all the windows in your home. Call 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com now. Brewers' magic number now falls to 4, and it's a perfect time to take advantage of the Window Nation playoff special. So, playoffs. What have we learned in these last couple of days? Maybe on roster construction. We talked a little bit about Reese already, but one thing I'm monitoring right now is the outfield. The sooner they can get Blake Perkins going with the bat, the easier of a decision it is to make. But plays like tonight, that sliding catch, our play of the game, is the reason why I believe Blake Perkins is going to be the starting center fielder for the Brewers on Game 1 of the NLDS, which means Jackson Chourio plays left, which means Isaac Collins is on the bench. I think that does a couple of things for the Brewers. Number one, you have a switch-hitting pinch hitter available off the bench. Number two, you get your best defender out there. You get your best defense possible out there with Frelick in right, Perkins in center. Chourio plays better in left than he does in center. We know that because I don't think Chourio makes the play on that ball that Perkins made. And if Perkins' bat gets going a little bit, you get excited because since that finale in Pittsburgh, he hasn't been playing every day, but he's now 8 for, including another hit tonight, if I'm not mistaken, with or he had a walk, I beg your pardon. But he's now 8 for his last 23. He's got 6 runs driven in, 5 of them yesterday, of course. Drew another walk today, didn't strike out today. But his value defensively is so important for the Brewers coming into the postseason. Now, Isaac Collins has cooled off, and, we've been banging the drum for Isaac Collins to win Rookie of the Year, and I'm going to root like heck that he can win it. But the noise is that Cade Horton and Drake Baldwin have continued to play well. He can still get hot for these final 9 games, but Collins has cooled off dramatically since that Toronto Blue Jays series. This coincides with the month of September. Just hitting 200. He went 0 for 4 today. Just 1 homer over this stretch. So try to get him back in the right direction as well. I just wonder, maybe if they face a certain lefty, maybe Isaac gets in there and they put Chourio in center. But that's something that we're going to monitor over these final 9 games. How much can Perk get going in the right direction? And I think, too, I saw some people commenting on my social media on Twitter at Dom_Cotroneo, that big moment in the 6th inning when the Brewers had a chance to put it away then, bases loaded and 2 outs for Joey Ortiz, that with a righty on the mound and guaranteed to keep him in there for 1 more with the 3-batter minimum, was that, Pat Murphy did not go to the lefty Jake Bauers. Maybe in a playoff game he would have gone to Jake Bauers there, but at this point, you want to try to build Joey Ortiz up. And he had a single already in the game at that point. And Joey's going to be the starting shortstop. Now, how many at-bats he gets in a playoff game is a question for Pat Murphy. And a situation like that, I think if that was presented in Game 1 of a division series, he would have gone to Jake Bauers. But that's another thing that we're going to monitor. The 2 guys that you want to see most importantly get hot are Blake Perkins and Joey Ortiz to really hammer home the depth that this club has going to October. Some quick scoreboard watching before we say goodnight. Again, the Phillies were idle. The Brewers are now up 3 games on the Phils with 9 games to go in the best record in baseball race. The Mets beat the Padres, and they win that series, so the Mets give themselves a little bit of breathing room in that last wild card spot. They remain 2 games clear of both Arizona and Cincinnati. Now, Cincinnati won tonight 1-0 over the Cubs. The tiebreakers are a little complicated. If Cincinnati and New York end up tied, Cincinnati gets in because they won the head-to-head. If Arizona and New York end up tied, well, you have to check the divisional records because they matched on the season series 3-3. And if all 3 of them are tied, it gets even more complicated. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. That's going to do it for our program here tonight. Our producer has been Matt Yazel. I'm Dom Cotroneo. It's a sweep. It's a fun one. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Until then, keep on swinging.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. I know you're thinking about what you want to do this fall. Maybe it's a